Gerda had to sit and rest. Near where he sat there was a large crow. The crow had been sitting there for a long time. It looked at me, shook its head and cried, and quat, "Crow! Crow! Crow! Crow!" and quat. The crow could n and #39 t say anything more clearly, but seemed to pay attention to the girl and asked where she was going so alone. Gerda clearly heard the words and quat. Alone and quat. She recounted her life and her worries to the crow, then asked the crow if she had seen Kay anywhere. The crow shook her head, thought for a moment and then said, "Maybe." "Maybe? Really?" Gerda cried out and hugged the crow and kissed it, almost suffocating it. "Why are you so upset?" said the crow. "I think the boy I saw was probably Kay. But now he probably likes the princess more and has fallen in love with her." "Is Kay in a princess and number 39's house?" Gerda asks. "Yes, listen," the crow replied, "but speaking your language is too difficult. If only you knew how to speak bird language, it would be great." "No, I have never learned bird language. My grandmother knows." "What a pity. If I took the trouble to learn from my grandmother, it would be great." "No problem," said the crow. "I will try to say it in a way that you can understand." And the crow recounted everything that the crow knew. "In the country where we are standing, there is a very wise girl who has studied all the books. This earth, but immediately forgotten. Now she has ascended the throne. People say that she often sings the song in quat, 'I want to get married' in quat, with a voice that sounds resentful and sad. What a meaningful song! She wants to get married but is picky about someone who can speak, not someone who only has a mature appearance. The outer shell, she thinks, is not important and makes her uncomfortable. Suddenly one day she forced the ladies in the court to learn drumming and they were also interested in learning that subject. They said in unison, 'Great, great. We also thought about that.'" The crow continued, "You can believe what I tell you. I have a girlfriend who was taken home, allowed to fly freely in the palace and told me everything. She is a female crow, because male crows only mate with female crows. One day, the newspaper published a portrait of the princess with a heart-shaped frame and the princess and number 39's name clearly underlined. The newspaper also clearly stated that all men with bright faces could enter the castle to talk to the princess. The man who spoke fluently and was active would be allowed to marry the princess. Gosh! What a bustle! The boys came in crowded together. But for 2 days no one succeeded. On the outside, everyone talks fluently, but once you enter the castle, you see the guards wearing silver armor, see the servants wearing golden tassels standing on the stairs, when entering the brightly lit rooms. The boys became frightened and when they came before the throne, where the princess sat, they could say nothing more than repeat the last word of the princess and number 39's words. That way of responding did not please her at all. It could be said that the guys had smoked too much pipe tobacco, so they were as ecstatic as if they were drunk. Only when they got out into the street did they talk nonsense again. They were very crowded, lined up in long lines. I parked nearby to see them. They waited so long that they had to go hungry and thirsty, but at the castle they didn't and #39's give them even a glass of water. One guy brought butter and bread but didn't and #39's share it with anyone. But he thought that if he let them starve, they looked pitiful, the princess would turn them away. And quat, But what about K? Gerda asks. Is K there? Wait a minute. It and number 39. SK and number 39. Turn now. Here. On the third day, people suddenly saw a boy without a carriage, happily walking to the castle. His eyes sparkled like hers. His hair was long and very beautiful, but his clothes were ugly. It and number 39. SK. Gerda clapped her hands and shouted. It and number 39. SK. On his back he carried a large cloth bag. It and number 39. Not a cloth bag. It and number 39. The sled he brought with him when he left. Maybe, she replied, because I didn't and #39. Look at him very closely, but my friend told me that when he entered the castle and saw the guards wearing silver armor and went up the stairs to meet the servants wearing golden tassels, he didn't and #39. Notice anything. Surprised. He greeted them and said, standing on the stairs like you guys is boring. And quote, for me, I and number 39. Rather go inside. And quote. The rooms were all bright, a group of big mandarins and small mandarins, walking barefoot. Holding golden trays. K and number 39. Shoes clacked those shoes in Grandma and number 39's house. Yes, the right shoes clacked, said the crow. The guy went straight to the princess. She sits on a pearl as big as a spinning wheel. The ladies in the court along with the maids, big and small, the high officials along with the guards and soldiers of all sizes stood silently around the princess. The strange thing is that the closer they stood to the door and the farther away from the princess they became, the more arrogant they became. A low-ranking guard wearing dirty shoes raised his face with an arrogant, very arrogant look. He looks really hateful, doesn't and #39, teehee? Gerda said. But what about K? Will my friend please the princess? If I were not a crow, even if I was engaged to someone else, I would still win the princess. Certainly K was as articulate as I was, even though I spoke English. He is very calm and very adorable. He didn't and #39 come to propose, but just to see how wise the princess was. He realized that the princess was really wise and she also realized that he was very smart. That and number 39's really K. He is so good at studying, he can do mental arithmetic and do word problems with 3 calculations. Crow, please take me to the castle. It and number 39's not easy. The crow replied. How can I get in there? I and number 39. Ask my friend to see. Surely she will give me a good plan. I also have to tell you that a child like you is never allowed in the castle. Really? If K knew I was here, he would probably pick me up right away. Wait for me at the mile marker. The crow said and flew away. It wasn't an #39 until evening that the crow flew back and said, Crow, I bring you my friend and number 39's greetings, and here is a small cake that she took from the kitchen to give to her. She must be very hungry. She doesn't and #39 have any shoes, so she can and number 39 go to the castle. The guards and servants would not let her in. But Dawn and number 39 cry. Then you will be able to enter. My good friend knew of a small, secret staircase leading to the bedroom and she could borrow the key to the room. They went into the garden, along the main road, scattered with fallen leaves. When the lights in the castle went out, the crow led Gerda to an open back door. Gerda was scared and impatient, her heart was pounding. "I feel like I and number 39 am about to do something bad, but really I just want to see Kay." "Yes, that and number 39 's him." Gerda remembered Uncle Kay and number 39 's intelligent eyes and his long hair. He felt Kay smile as if they were sitting together at home, next to the rose tree. Surely Kay would be happy to see her again, to know that she had to travel countless dirt roads to see Kya, to know how sad everyone at home was when they didn't and #39 tck return. Gerda felt both scared and scared. Both happy. They reached the stairs. There was a lamp placed on a cupboard. The crow girl was sitting on the ground. The crow turned her head and looked around while Gerda politely bowed her head in the way her grandmother taught her. "My fiancé has said a lot of good things about you to me," the female crow said. "Your life is so touching. Please take the lamp, I will go first. Let and number 39 go straight, so we 1 and number 39 meet anyone." "Looks like someone is walking over there," Gerda said. "That and number 39 right." There was a hissing sound near her. Gerda saw a group of old men and women riding horses with slender legs and flowing manes, hunting animals. "Those are dream gods," the crow said. Gerda and the crow entered the room. First, red silk cans and artificial flowers on the wall. There were sounds of dream gods flying past and hissing, but they were flying so fast that Gerda could N and #39 see them. Then they went into the rooms. Every room was splendid. First they went into the bedroom. The ceiling is like a large palm tree with glass leaves. In the middle of the room were 2 beds, looking like 2 lilies, each placed on a golden pedestal. On the bed with white curtains, the princess is sleeping. Perhaps Kay was sleeping on the bed with red curtains next to her. Gerda opened the curtain and saw a person lying on his side, his back turned to the outside. The skin on the back of his neck was red. "Ah! That and number 39 right, Kay," she cried and cautiously approached the bed. There was the hissing sound of dream angels riding around the room. The sleeping person suddenly woke up and turned around. It was an and #39 tk. Just like Kay in the nape of the neck. "He looks young and lovely." The princess looked over from the bed next to the white curtain and asked what happened. Gerda burst into tears, recounting her life story and not forgetting to mention the help of the pair of crows. Poor girl! The prince and princess spoke in unison and told the crows that they were not angry with the crows, but not to do that next time. They also promised to reward them. The princess asks, "Do you want to be free or do you want to accept the royal crow position and enjoy the leftovers from the kitchen?" The pair of crows bowed in thanks and asked to accept the royal position. They thought about the future and said that when they are old, a secure life is the most precious thing. The prince sat up and gave his bed to Gerda. The girl clasped her hands and bowed and thought, "And quat. Anyway, people and animals are all kind. And quat." After that, she closed her eyes and fell asleep. The dream god is back again. This time they turned into fairies pulling a sleigh in which Kay sat. Seeing Gerda, the little boy raised his hand and waved. But that was just a dream. When Gerda woke up, she didn't and #39 tck, nor did she see the car or the fairy. all gone. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.